Alright, y'all, what is going on? Whew. Appreciate you guys coming through. We are going to go over everything we got for you guys here. Let some people get in the chat. So yeah, man, this has been a bigger task than I thought it was going to be. That's for sure. But I'm super excited to get this to you guys. I know, college football comes out tomorrow, but I know there's still many people, rock and rolling with 2K, and we'll have fun with this. And that's the best thing we can do. So we're gonna go over some stuff here. Made a couple discoveries, which were kind of surprises to me, but definitely clears up a lot of question marks that we had. One of the main ones was that there would be, whenever we, people were taking the scenario that I had for the NBA Finals, right, before we even got to this, and they'd go through their off season, and when we get to the next season, you'd have guys like Luka and Donovan Mitchell, and some of these guys just dropped like 3 or 4 overalls, and it didn't make any sense to me. Finally figured it out. Before we do get too crazy in depth, can I just get an audio check from somebody? Just let me know y'all can hear me, so I'm not talking muted and everything's good, music's good. Any just quick confirmation? All I need is, oops. Give me 1 second, y'all. Still letting a couple people pop in here, but we did figure some stuff out. I'm going to go over this roster, how it's set up. Obviously, there's still free agency going on, and this is going to be in a scenario for you guys too. So you're going to be able to just download everything. But because there are some caveats to it, I wanted to take the time to kind of break this all down for y'all on stream. I'm good. Thank you guys so much. Marshall, yeah, we'll get to that, man. That'll be towards the end, but I go through everything first so people don't get ahead of themselves. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about what is in this scenario for you guys. First thing, I went ahead, as you guys can see here, and I can make this bigger now that we're not chatting. Let me go here. There you go, it might be a little bit better. Bigger for you guys or something. Okay, so you guys can see this is going to start October 21st, 2025, so we're into next season. Okay, so I did go ahead and put in the 2026 class from Richie 2K that has all the edits. I already did all the edits for you guys, so you don't have to worry about that. That's all in here. Number 1. Number 2, we got, and this is shout out to Johnny over the Discord. He took my scenario from the NBA Finals, went ahead and gave all the correct draft picks to all the teams, with the exception of 4 teams, because those players weren't in the Richie 2K draft class. They're second rounders, not a big deal. But we do have all the moves through yesterday, July 5th, in here. Now, obviously, more moves are going to happen after this. I'm not going to stay up to date with this. Tomorrow, you guys, my life is college football until Madden releases, and then my life's Madden and a little college football, until I can get all my content out for there, and then I can kind of split it up between the two. But we do have, I did go through and got all the players with the right contracts on here. Some of the amounts are going to be a little bit off just because 2K doesn't let you put in the exact amount necessarily that you wanted. But I got as close as I could on the amounts for these players. We see Ty Jerome over here with the Grizzlies. This of course has the Desmond Bain trade in there. They re-signed Santi Aldama for 3 years at $52.5 million. We got that stuff in here. And we got the Lopez 2 years for $18 million. Like, everything is in here to the best of my ability. I don't think I've actually missed any free agent signings. I've got Jabari Walker and Trendon Watford at the 76ers. What else did they do? They didn't do much. The Wizards are tough because they got so many guards, but we got CJ McCollum over here. You got Middleton. You got the Olynyk trade. I mean, we got it, man. It's all here. Now, where there might be some issues is I stayed 30-team control through the whole offseason, but when you advance, some teams did sign some players, even though I was in full control, to fill up their roster spots. And then there was a couple issues where we had some teams that we got the Colin Giuseppe signing there in Phoenix, but we had some teams that had like 17, 18 players on their roster. You can only carry 15. And because you can't change a player to a two-way contract during the offseason and stuff like that, I had to just let some people go. Now, you can go through and add those players back in if you want to. I mean, if we go to, again, if you go to the free agent pool here, we still got Damian Lillard. I got his injury in there. Yo, what's good, Lupus? Thanks for coming through, man. Precious Achua, Westbrook, these guys are all here. Beasley, I had given him a suspension, I believe. I don't know why it's gone. But some of these guys who haven't signed yet, Bones Highland, Ben Simmons, Jeremiah Robinson Earl, some of these guys, Chris Paul, I'll teach you guys what to do when that happens. I got ahead of the Cole Anthony buyout. Jack Landale got released. I had to release Marcus Smart. They're talking about him getting traded anyway. I had to for roster purposes with the Wizards, and he's the player they're talking about trading. Like, there was no other player that made sense, so I was like, it makes more sense to release him, and then when something happens, you can throw him back on there and make the trade, or whatever you want to do there. But overall, we're sitting pretty good. I know Ryan Rollins is looking at Lakers are looking at him. Still seeing what's going to happen with Al Horford. There's a lot of guys here, but we know they're just going to be filler spots. But overall, we're sitting pretty good with free agency for the meantime. And again, I'll teach you guys what you guys can do if you want to update this with stuff that happens realistically. You're also probably going to want to go through and finalize some of the rosters for the various teams how you'd like. I mean, we all have heard that the Clippers and CP3 are linked together. So if you want to go and put CP3 on the Clippers, you can do that, and you don't necessarily have to go to the take control of the Clippers and go here, you can just assign him to a team. Oh, I'll show you guys. That's the other thing too. So the way I made this all work, crap. There we go. So normally we have negotiate contracts on NBA, right? And that would mean as the Clippers, if I want to go to free agents and I want to sign CP3, I have to negotiate the contract. Obviously I can't right now, but is there another team that I can? Everyone's pretty much full up. Either way, you have to negotiate the contract. For these, to make sure you get accurate stuff, if you want to, you're just going to go back to where I had it for the moment. You don't want to leave it on, of course. Turn this to off, and then you can assign a player to a team and assign their contract. So if we go back over here to free agents, I don't know if it'll let us. It might let us, and then we have to. No, I don't even know what team doesn't have 15 players. But that's how you're going to want to do it. I'm assuming these teams went through, like I said, even though I was controlling them all, went through and added some people on there. But, I mean, Cam Christie was their second round pick last year. You could probably release him. You know, or see if they did any other signing that just doesn't make sense, or a player that would most likely get cut. Cam Christie looks like the main one here. I mean, just for the sake of this video, I'm just gonna go ahead and release him, and then we could go over and then we could then assign CP3 to the Clippers and then put whatever money we want on there. You edit the player, so we'll go right here. Assign him to the Clippers. And then we're going to go back to our roster. We can go edit here. It's going to always default to the 1.14 veteran minimum. Always defaults to that. And so what you would do then, whatever money Chris Paul signs for, you just go down to contract. However many links, you just change the original to whatever it is. We do a 1 year, and let's say he does a 1 year for, you just put it on here, 1 year, $5 million. It doesn't care about cap, doesn't care about anything. You just put it on here. You can put in their clauses here, their options, whatever. We do just a 1 year, $5.5 million, $6 million deal. Doesn't matter. Now he's on there for $1 million, 6 million. Now, if there's a player on here that is supposed to get like a sign and trade or something like that, we can't really do that in 2K, but you have to, get the players around. What you would do then to avoid teams getting the wave penalty is whenever you have to do a player like that, you're going to go edit. So for example, we're just going to go edit Chris Paul, go back to his contract, put it all the way down. And you do this for any future years that might be there too, so they don't have that. And then we go right here, keep changes. Now he's 1.14, and then we can go ahead and release him to free agency. Again, you only want to do that when you're making moves, if you're trying to keep up with the rest of the NBA, or because 2K's got their cap stuff weird. Otherwise, you're going to want to go ahead and have your contracts turned on to NBA contracts. But again, a lot of you are going to want to go through and probably tweak these rosters a little bit. For example, we have no idea what the Pacers are going to be doing at the center position since they lost Miles Turner. I don't even, and this, we don't really have much from, I didn't do anything, right? Isaiah Jackson was already on their roster. And then Daniel Theis, the CPU signed Daniel Theis, I believe. I don't think he signed with him in real life. So if you want to go through, if the Pacers do something in real life, because there are some centers out there still, Chris Boucher, Jacques Landale, like there's some options for him out there. Al Horford, Marvin Bagley. Pacers traded for Jay Huff. If that happened, I missed it. Could you give me those details? I mean, I'll do that right now. If that happened, I missed it. Who did the Pacers trade for Jay Huff? If so, I 100% missed that, and that's my bad, but I appreciate you letting me know. No player, just 2 seconds. Let's see here. I'm assuming that the players are 15. So that's where I need to go and get rid of Daniel Theis, because that wasn't an actual thing. I'm fairly certain Daniel Theis, however the hell you say it, did not get signed in real life. And that was just the team filling the roster on me. Let's go to news. Yeah. So what we can do is just release him to free agency. And now we can go do the trade. We can do a second here. It's second rounder, so I don't really care if they're accurate or not. Why? Alright, so this is what we're going to do then. And this happens a lot. So we're going to get them their picks. We'll take a second one back. We're going to go over to the Grizzlies. And this is where what I just showed you guys is actually kind of important. We're going to edit him. Edit his contract down. He's just a 1 year. How many does he have left? Sorry. But is there any options to it? See, okay, there we go. We need to know the money here. He's got 3 years on here, but the 2 year team. So we need to have the money right. 2.3, 2.67, 3.0. So I'm gonna have to go assign this contract to the Pacers. So we got 2.35, 2.67, 3. Got it. Okay. First thing we're gonna do is bring this contract down. And we got to do the other years too, because otherwise the Pacers will get hit with that money on their books. I'll bring this all the way down. They're going to hit with it for this year, not a big deal. The main thing is we don't want it to hit them next year. Yo, N890, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through. Alright, where's J Huff? And we're going to... Oops. You can see how this gets, like, you know... It's a lot, man. You spend a lot of time trying to figure out how to move these players around, get the contracts right. Of course, some of the trades worked very well because you just override it, but some of this stuff, because of the money and the amount of players and stuff like that, it was challenging. You have to find these workarounds. And this is my first time ever doing anything like this, so it was really... And if you guys want to help me make sure I got this as accurate as possible, you want to drop some information in here, as I'll go through the rosters and show you if you guys see anything. Let me know. I'll fix it for you guys on the spot. And then I'm going to upload the scenario for you guys to just get started with. So we're going to now edit his contract. 3 years. And we got to do 2.35, 2.67. Close enough. Close enough. This is like right at 3. That's perfect. And then we got the option is the team. 2-year team. There we go. So now when we look at J Huff, boom. Now we're good. So, that was one thing I wanted to show you guys. The other thing is they signed Jack Longdale to a 1 year. Was it a minimum? I mean, if you give me the contract information, I'll go do that right now. Whoops. Because they do have that roster spot too. Where's he at here? There he is. Thank you. I haven't checked in a day or two. I appreciate you filling me in, and I'm more than happy to, like we'll go through all the teams, and I'll show you where it's at again. Some teams signed some players overriding me to fill the roster. Didn't let me override it. Was it a 1-year minimum? Do you happen to know, Devrit? Froba Fett, I'm 100% with you on this, on the Madden thing. Like, give us this kind of. All right, we'll leave it as a minimum. That's perfectly fine. But yeah, I wish we had this kind of control in Madden. And yeah, so we'll just leave his contract as a 1-year minimum if the details get released. And that's what I did for a lot of contracts. If the information wasn't released, I just left it as a minimum, and I'm teaching you guys how to. I mean, you guys know how to go in and edit it later on. So there, we got that updated. Perfect. Thank you guys so much. Before we go through, actually, no, we'll go through the rosters real quick. This is where they're at. Again, if you see something incorrect, the CPU just did it, overrode me. Because we still have lots of moves to be made in the NBA, lots of teams are still, we know the Charlotte Hornets got to figure out something they're going to do. The Wizards got to figure, there's teams that have too many players right now. They're trying to make some trades. I think the Hornets are trying to trade Josh Okogie. The Wizards are looking for a trade for Marcus Smart, But anyway, at some point you got to just make this your own universe, and then you can go look at the team's rosters, look at the free agents that are available, and just kind of do with it how you'd like it to be before you pick your team. You know what I mean? But this is where we got the 76ers, Grimes McCain, and then we got Oubre, Justin Edwards, Paul George. Got Jabari Walker, Trendon Watford, and then Embiid, Drummond. Did Drummond go back to the 76ers? I feel like he did. Oh, they did. They picked up his option. All right, I'm good there. Okay, so, all right, so Bucks is Kevin Porter, Mitchich. Now, I did go ahead. I want to let you guys know this is how I did it. So if we go to, where do I see it? Is it finances? Here we go. Sorry, cap breakdown. If we go to the Bucks, look at this. I edited for these buyouts. I edited the players before releasing them, so they should show. It should have. Why is Damian Lillard not on here? Interesting. It should have had it on there. Wonder why it doesn't show Damian Lillard. Interesting. He was released and he didn't. He's still sitting there, so he should have. It should be showing here. Dead cap. Interesting. I don't know. Interesting. Very weird. I wonder if it's like that for DeAndre Ayton too, because I edited him down to where the Blazers are paying him what, 24 million? No, 16 million. The Lakers are paying him 8 million. Something like that. So here it works. Here's Ayton under dead cap. I wonder why Damian Lillard's dead cap isn't showing. Weird. But anyway. Let's go back. Let's go back to the roster. This is how the Bucks look. I'm pretty sure I got the Bucks like 100% right for now. Other than this dude right here. No, he's their second round pick. This Chris Livingston dude. That's the only one I don't know about. We got Miles Turner. I know they got Jericho Sims. Contract details weren't there, so I just put him on a minimum. Giddy, because he hasn't done anything, he's just got his qualifying offer. I just pushed through. Josh Giddy, Cam Thomas, and Kaminga are currently on their qualifying offers. So they'll be unrestricted free agents. Now, if something changes, you can go in and edit that, of course. Livingston got waived. So the Bucks are going to have an open spot, which is good, because then you guys can go in there and do what you want with some of these teams, or you can just turn it on auto and let the CPU do whatever it would have been. So we got the Bulls, we got Giddy, Trey Jones, Shake Milton, Javon Carter. Kobe White, Desunmu. I didn't remember that Shake Milton was on the Bulls, but he's got a 2-year contract, so yeah. Okoro with that trade on there, Kevin Huerter, Julian Phillips, and their rookie Noah Sengwe, if I pronounced that right. Pat Williams, Buzelis, and we got Vucevic, Jalen Smith, and Zach Collins. That one's a pretty easy one unless the Bulls waived, but I mean they got 2-year contracts, so unless they waived Javon Carter, maybe? I don't know. Shake Milton is still a Laker. Don't know how he would have ended up here. Do they have an option on him? I wonder if when the qualifying or the team option went through, I wonder if it was declined because of the cap space or the cap amount. They have an option on him, so he shouldn't be here, that's for sure. So what we're going to do is edit his contract. We're going to do this. We're going to edit his contract so the Bulls aren't penalized. And he needs to go sit in free agency until the Lakers pick up his contract or move, and then you could edit him. I mean, you could honestly assign him to the Lakers too. So let's do this. So you're 100% right. And now we're going to release him. I'm assuming that's what happened. Is it was like looking at how much it would have been to pick up his option. It was just like a natural, oh, let's just decline it. Real life, the teams have more time to do that. And so he's a free agent. And the Bulls just signed him in the file. But whenever the Lakers make that decision, then you can make that. Hold on. Let's get through this. We just did the Bulls, and again, there's going to be a lot of teams that they just did a roster filler. So we got Garland, Lonzo Ball, Craig Porter, Donovan Mitchell, Sam Morrell, Tyrese Proctor, and I got the extension here. Second round pick. Amani Bates is one that is he still on the roster in real life? Or is they still deciding on that? We got Strus, Tyson, Hunter, Mobley, Wade, and then Jared Allen. Some of these moves we're just gonna, we're waiting. You know what I mean? You can either wait or you can just start and go, you know? Got Anthony Simons, Peyton Pritchard, J.D. Davidson. Right here. Got the Sam Hauser, or the Hugo Gonzalez in here too. Tatum, but we got his Achilles injury in here. The Josh Minot signing. Amari Williams is their second round pick this year. So these are players that might be two-way players are playing the G League and stuff like that, so they're not really going to be on the roster. But for now, they are. Clippers, this is where we're at. I think this one looks pretty good. The Clippers, I know they re-signed Batum at 5.7. Patrick Baldwin was one. In my file, his option was picked up, but I don't know if that's been decided or not in real life. That's where, you know, you can make a decision on that later in your file. We got everything there. Grizzlies, this one looks pretty good too, especially because you just helped. It's their second round pick, right? Yeah. We're good there. Tyrese Proctor to a 4-year, $8.69 million deal. A 3+1 team option. Thank you. And see, I was just pulling up Shams, so it's 8.69 total. I mean, we can just divide that by 4. What is that? That's 2.16 million a year. Close enough. All right, so this should be close to 8.69. So we got 8 million plus 24 plus 24 is 48. We're a little high here. 19 plus 19 is 38. Plus 16 is 54. Plus 14 is 68. I mean, that's as close as we're gonna get. All right, so then we just go up here and we run team option, 2-year team. Oh, it's a 1-year team. There we go. Cool. Thank you for your help, TV. Thank you, man. I was kind of hoping there'd be one of y'all coming through that'd just be able to help me out with some of this stuff, because I only really follow, like, I was just, watching what Shams was doing, and I haven't seen him post some of this stuff, so that's good to know. All right, we are back to where we were just at. The Hawks. We got Trey, Kobe Buffkin, Malachi Flynn, Luke Kennard, NAW, Dyson Daniels. This team looks unreal, by the way, on paper. Kevin Knox. He didn't. No, they signed him. I already know that. He was a free agent. They actually didn't sign Kevin Knox. Jalen Johnson. And this is where I was torn with you guys. Like, they got Okongwu. Porzingis is a power forward. Because they're not going to bench Okongwu. Right? No, I agree with you on that stuff. I'm doing it right now. So I want to go here. And he's up. Oh, he's as a small forward center. That makes no sense. Let's get this. I want to get this. And the reason I want to get this as good as possible is because I know my guy Pee Wee's going to want this file. And he's going to do this too. And I'd rather just save him the time. But I'm not as educated on some of this stuff, man. So I really appreciate it. So here we go. And we want to have Jalen Johnson. He's obviously going to start. So we need to have him be a small forward, power forward second. This team is crazy depth. Like... crazy depth, because you're gonna start Trae Young, then start Dyson Daniels, and you got Jalen Johnson, and you got, I mean, this team is ridiculously loaded. Then you got Porzingis here, We could move him to a center as a main. There we go. So now we're at least good. The Hawks have an open spot. Hawks have an open spot now. So here we go with the Heat. Got Tyler Hero. We got the Davion Mitchell extension. Terry Rozier and their rookie. Pelle Larson. Josh Christopher. Again, I don't know if they picked up his option or not. That's one that was just chilling out there. If they don't, we can release him. It's not a big deal. Because it's just a 1-year thing. They don't really have any dead cap going forward. It's just for the season. It still allows you to assign people via minimum contracts, but you can also override it and just put people on the team and assign the money. I don't know who the hell that dude is. Wiggins, Jaime Jaquez, Highsmith. We got Adebayo, Jovic, and Kyle Anderson. We got Ware and Love. Hornets were tricky, man. I ended up releasing some, but I had to make it work. And I was reading online that they were talking about all the things that the Hornets they're gonna have to try to do because they currently have too many people on their roster. Real life works differently than 2K. But when you look at LaMelo, Treyman, Spencer Dinwiddie, you're 100%. Hero should be at the 100%. He should be at the 2. Especially if you're going to give Davion Mitchell that money, you're going to let him start. Hero at the 2, Wiggins at the 3. We go to the Hornets here. When you pick up Trey Mann, but then you also get Colin Sexton, like your combo guard is sitting crazy with Trey Mann, Colin Sexton, and LaMelo. That combo guard is nice, and you still got Nick Smith Jr. just chilling right there. And you picked up Spencer Dinwiddie. And then you got Brandon Miller, who's more of a 2-3 combo. But I had to let go. I got rid of Josh Okogie because they're looking to trade him. But if anybody made sense for them to get rid of, it was him because he had 1 year on his deal. They're not going to do Josh Green because of the dead cap. They just traded for Pat Connaughton, so that wouldn't make any sense. Dead cap with Grant Williams. They're not doing it with Miles Bridges as well. And here we are sitting with the Hornets. Jazz, Keontae George, Collier, Jaden Springer. It'd make more sense to put Ace Bailey at the 2. Because you got John Collins at the 4, and, it makes more sense to honestly put him at the 2. The Jazz were another one that was kind of tricky with how you navigate getting the roster correct. Because they still have decisions, they have two-way contracts, things that aren't really in 2K in the offseason properly. George maybe the 2? Okay. And that's something that could be edited later. I was just thinking it made sense to be the 2 because are you really not going to start Ace Bailey? Well, they picked up Collins' deal. They might trade him, right? But they picked up the option. So they might try to flip him. But I was just thinking for the meantime to make sure that Ace Bailey, you're not going to not start your number 5 pick, right? Could always be edited later. Kings, you got Devin Carter, Schroeder, Ellis, Burks, Monk, Levine, DeMar DeRozan, Dominique Clifford, Isaac Jones, Keegan Murray. We got Sabonis, Eubanks, Saric, which I just got from Denver, and then Max, this dude, their 2nd round pick. So I think the Kings are pretty solid. Knicks, how are we looking here? Got Clarkson on here, McBride, OG, Sir, second round pick last year. So if we needed a spot, he could be. Burks is a free agent. They filled it in. Okay. Thank you. If the Knicks need a spot, I think probably he could go. Then we got Hart, Yabusele. I'm assuming... Nope, that's their second round pick this year. Got some options here with the Knicks if we need to free up a spot based on, you know, various factors. We got Doncic, Vincent with the Lakers. Reeves, Bronny. Connect. I feel like Connect should be more of a 2-3 than a 3-4. Just for the playing time. He should be a 3-year, 5.9 million, 2+1. So there just needs to be an extra year on there, it looks like. Because they have the right contract on here. They couldn't have extended him. A 3-year, 5.9. Okay. So to the we just did the Lakers. We got Rui, Vandy. LeBron is more power forward than small forward, but again, you guys can pick what you want to do here, you know. And you got DeAndre Ayton, Jackson Hayes, and we got the Ayton money on here, correct? Magic, we got Suggs, Black, Tyus Jones, Jace Richardson. Yeah, DV, I feel you, man. I don't know how to adjust that money, though, because, I mean, it could be done later, but I'm not going to worry too much about that at this point in time. Got Desmond Bane, of course, Franz, Jett Howard, Da Silva, Caleb Houston. This dude, I don't know. That's a second round pick. Okay, Jonathan Isaac, Panchero. We got the Mo Wagner 1-year, $5 million extension, or whatever you want to call it. So I'm pretty sure the Magic are sitting pretty good. Mavericks, Kyrie, obviously. We got I have him coming back 2 to 4 months. Jace too low rated, in my opinion. You can bring him up, man. He's a 68 overall. I mean, the thing is, he's behind Tyus Jones, Anthony Black, and Suggs. I mean, he's not going to get tick anyway, but if you wanted to, because wasn't he unsigned? No, he was a very... Wait. Oh, no, he was a first-round pick. I'm so sorry. Why did I think he was unsigned? But this is easy. I love that I can do this with the intangible now. We don't have to go with that old formula. You can just do that. Boom. I got you, Lico. That's my favorite thing about not having to do the intangible formula from before, is can quickly pop in and make guys that need to go up or down without having to mess with the ratings. You just do that. Love that. So we are. Let me get out of. Oops. That's already there. We're almost through here. So we got Jaden Hardy, D'Angelo Russell, Brandon Williams, got Klay Thompson, Christie Exum, Cooper Flagg, of course, Najee Marshall, PJ Washington, Caleb Martin, Davis. And then, of course, Gafford and Lively. So I think we're sitting pretty good with the Mavericks. Why wouldn't Hardy be above D'Lo? I mean, it's a 1 rating thing. He's younger. D'Lo's on his decline. You know what I mean? That's probably why. Look at the age gap. But again, if you wanted to, I don't think they're going to start. I don't think they're going to play D'Lo over Hardy. Like, you'd want to invest in your younger guy to help him grow. But you have room here. You do have room here that you could, because you have to think about this. When Kyrie comes back, they're losing minutes. You know what I mean? So who's most likely? Now they gave D'Lo a 2-year deal, but they have Jaden Hardy on 2 years too. But who's most likely going to keep the minutes? Your young guy who is 23 years old, who, let's just take a look here. Last year averaged 19 points per game, by the way. 38% shooting, 43% overall. I did not know dude averaged 19 points a game. He's been dropping points, man. Then we look at D'Lo. So he averaged more points than D'Lo. Shot better from 3 than D'Lo. Shot a better field goal percentage than D'Lo. D'Lo had 7 assists. Yeah, oh yeah, per 36. You're right. So 4 and 7 on the rebounds and assists. So D'Lo gets more rebounds and assists, but the scoring's better. So you like playing with him? So yeah, if anything, I mean, you can't really make Hardy much better, but you could make an argument that the scoring's less for D'Lo, the shooting's less, but the playmaking's better, and you could make an argument that he should at least be the same. So you should do that. Nets were tough too, man. Holy smokes, were they tough. Alright, so we got their 2 rookies. Cam Thomas, we don't know what's going on there, so I just have him on the qualifying offer. Obviously, when things change, we make that move when that happens. Oops. Whoa. Keon Johnson, another rookie. Michael Porter's here. Zaire Williams. Terrence Mann. And Jalen Wilson. Oops. There we go. I like this view better. And then Grant Nelson, I know, got picked up in there for Summer League, so he's here. Danny Wolf. And being from North Dakota, I was a little bit more interested in what's going to happen with Grant Nelson. I thought the dude was going to get drafted. Danny Wolf, and then Noah Clowney, and then Claxton and Sharp. So I think we're pretty good with the Nets. Nuggets. We don't know what's going on with Russ. But he's still an option. But they did add Hardaway and Bruce Brown. Yeah. Hey, did you see the video I posted and tagged you in Discord, Jugabrew? We got Cam Johnson over here, Peyton Watson. I think we're sitting pretty solid with the Nuggets too. Pacers, T.J. McConnell, Cam Jones as their second round pick this year, and Matthew Morrell, second round pick. I don't know why he's annoyed, but he's probably one that could get. I mean, Russ is going to the Kings. I heard that rumor, but they signed Schroeder, and they don't need. I mean, they already have 3-point guards on their roster. Who are they dumping to add Russ? I mean, unless it's official. But I saw that speculation too. We got Nemhard and Shepard, Matherin, Naismith, Ryan Kalkbrenner from Charlotte. Okay, I'll go back and add that. Give me 1 second here. Showing you guys where we're at with the Pacers. There we are. All right, let's go back to Charlotte real quick. I mean, we need to be on centers anyway. He just signed to a 4-year, 9.97. Okay. So that's roughly we can just call it $2.5 million a year just to make it easy. Any clauses in there? Trade clauses or anything like that? We're actually going to get this right on the money, man. We're going to have this at a 9.97 because of how that's working. Look at this. It's going to be... It's a full on. Because of the math, that's exactly a 4-year 9.97 with the 2 and 2. All right, we got it. Let's get to the Pelicans here. This one was tough too, man. So they had some player. They had like a lot of extra players on their roster currently. We got DeJounte Murray coming back from injury, Jordan Poole, Alvarado, and the rookie Fears. While we're here, real quick though, he's already got number 0. Okay, cool. I didn't go through and add all the correct jersey numbers for guys. I'll be honest with you guys. Didn't take the time to do that. Shooting guard, we got Hawkins and Brandon Boston. Hold on. Herb Jones should probably be a 2 and a 3. Because you got Trey Murphy as the 3 and the 2, and then you got Sadiq Bey. Then you got Zion with Matkovic, with Missy, Looney, and their rookie Derek Queen. Detroit, you got Cade and Sasser, Ivy, Antonio Reeves, Duncan Robinson. How he got 3 for 48, I don't know. Honestly, though, we probably, if there's an option to... Hold on. Well, he should be back, though. Didn't he? He got his Achilles. He can't even make Duncan Robinson better. His Achilles was last year at the beginning of the season, right? For like 3rd or 4th game of the year. He should be back. 1 year, right? For an Achilles is pretty much what they're doing. I mean, if Aaron Rodgers can do it in football, Achilles isn't what it used to be, right? It's kind of like how 30 years ago ACLs used to be like career-ending injuries, and now ACLs are like 7 months in their back. Achilles used to be 2 to 3 years, and now they're like down to a year. So I feel like DeJounte should be back from his Achilles for the start of this season. I mean, I could go, if you want, I could go put like a month on him. Or 2 months. February 1st, 2020. Oh, I thought he got hurt way before then. Wow. You are 100% right then. Why did I think he got hurt before then? So we need to do... It really won't matter because it'll take it into the off season. He'll be back. From here, he'd be. I'm trying to think about how many days we want here. He injured his hand before that. Okay. So I'm thinking we're March, April, May, June. We're 4 months, and we want to think at least a year. I'll put him at 275 days. I think that's probably pretty... I don't know why it says season. 275 days is a season? Oh, because that's from... Whoops. We want them to do... So we got... Because we're in October here. I'm thinking of July, you guys. I'm an idiot. All right, so we had March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October. So we're 7 months in. So we would go November, December, January, February, be 4 months. We'll do 5 months at 30. So we'll do 150 days. Yeah, I'm thinking real life time frame versus where we are in the file. 4 to 6 months. How does that sound? We just finished the Pistons, right? Harris, Holland. Let's get back over here. LeVert, Thompson. I think we did. Yeah, we were at Duncan Robinson. Hold on. I'm going to break my friend's heart right now. He just texted me and he's like, I'm so hyped for tonight because of College Football 26 release, but he doesn't know that it doesn't actually come out till noon at tomorrow for some stupid ass reason. So I'm about to just be like, sorry bro, it doesn't come out till tomorrow. That's too funny. I do think they're going to release it earlier, but it's scheduled to go live at, what, 11 o'clock Eastern tomorrow or something like that. Something stupid. I think we're good at the Pacers, though. Or Pistons, excuse me. Let's go to Raptors. This was a tough one with how they had things set up. Reeves is a free agent. Alrighty. Just a 1 year, so we'll be fine. Raptors, here we go. Quickly and Sheed. This one should be good because I was looking at it today trying to figure out. They have so many. Look at this. This is ridiculous. And they signed Garrett Temple. Why? Some of these guys are going to be on two-way contracts. Like AJ Lawson's probably going to be on a two-way contract. But when you got Ingram and Agbaji, then Barnes, Colin Boyles, Jonathan Mogbo. I think Reeves is on a two-way contract. He goes, I'm playing it at 11. And I'm going to text him back right now. I was like, you don't know that it doesn't come out until tomorrow morning at 11 a.m., right? Dude, he's gonna be so bummed. He's gonna be so bummed. Alright, so I think we're good on the Raptors. Let's go to the Rockets. He's like so lame. Yeah, it is lame. He ain't wrong. Alright, so Rockets, we got Van Vliet and Reed Shepherd. Amen. Cody Martin and Nate Williams. Jayshawn Tate, DFS, KD. Jamari and Eason. I do got the extended contract. Some of these numbers might not look for you guys if they have player options or whatever, team options on there, but I got it pretty as close as I could. And we got Sengun, Capella, and Adams. I don't understand the Clint Capella signing when you have Steven Adams. Like, why do you need all three of these mofos? Unless you're when you got Jabari Smith too. Unless they're going to put together... Cody Martin got waived by the Suns. Perfect. So when we get to the Suns, I'll do that. Thank you for letting me know. Unless they're going to make a package of Sengun and, let's say, Tari Eason and a bunch of picks for Giannis. That's the only thing I could think of. Spurs. Here we go. We got De'Aaron Fox, Dylan Harper, Blake Wesley, Jordan McLaughlin, Cody Martin. Oh, I was thinking of the other Martin. My bad. He got waived by the Suns, and they signed him in this file, is what happened. Okay. So what we're going to do, though, just to make sure they don't have the... Why'd they give him an $8 million deal? I get him confused with Caleb as brother. All right, Cody Martin and cool. Spurs. So anyway, here's the point guards. Then you got Malachi Branham, Devin Vassell, Julian. I don't even know how to say that. Carter Bryant. Steal the draft, according to my guy Pee Wee the Plug. Steal the draft. Jeremy Sohan, Keldon Johnson, Harrison Barnes, Victor Wembanyama, and Luke Cornett. Suns, Booker and Gillespie. We got Jalen Green, who... What do you guys think? I feel like I should put him as point guard and Booker as the shooting guard. What are you guys' thoughts on that? That would make sense to me, but I'll let you guys decide. Scenario. This is the new scenario that's going to go up. Yes, sir. Appreciate you coming. Appreciate you coming through, man. I think it could work either way. To me, it would make more sense to put Booker at the with Jalen Green. They're combo guard it, right? I think it makes a little bit more sense. And of course, still got Beal for now, Grayson Allen. Dylan Brooks, for now, I think that he's going to get moved. We got Ryan Dunn, of course. Rasheer Fleming. Mark Williams. Nick Richards. Their rookie, Kamen Malik. Which means I think they're going to trade Nick Richards or cut him. Because you don't take a guy first round, 10th overall, and not play him. And if you're stacked behind Mark Williams and Nick Richards, and they don't even play power forward, these guys don't. They're all just straight centers. So I feel like Nick Richards is going to be on a move, and there's teams that could use him. Thunder, not much has changed here. You got Shea, AJ Mitchell, Topic. ACL should be 6 to 8 more months on his ACL, I guess. He'll have the ball. He'll have the ball a lot. You can trust on that. Lou Dort, Cason Wallace, Isaiah Joe, Alex Caruso, Jalen Williams, Chet, Wiggins, Kenrick. Not much changed here, you know. Isaiah Hartenstein on the last year of his deal. Wouldn't be surprised if he gets moved. especially since they just extended Jalen Williams. And you got Dieng here as well. Plus their first round pick. Topic played yesterday. I was going to say, he shouldn't be hurt anymore. I was like, why is he still hurt? I was like, I'm pretty sure he should be back. I didn't change him to be hurt. So I was like, why is he not better? There we go. There we go. Now it's 72. Yeah, I was going to say, he should be back. That's weird. Thank you guys for letting me know. Alright, Timberwolves. Got Dante, Conley, Dillingham, Ant-Man, Terrence Shannon Jr., Jay McDaniels, Jalen Clark, Joe Ingles. Hold on. He can't be. You're not going and signing a guy who's not at least like a. There we go. So Joe Ingles in this file actually retired. I had to go grab him from my other file, save his DNA, and bring him back in. This is stupid, man. Oh shit. There we go. Power forward, Randall, Leonard Miller. We got Gobert, Reed, Rocco, and Beringer. Yeah. Only a couple teams left. He's both. So he's a point guard and a shooting guard. I mean, he can be shooting guard primary and point guard backup. That's fine with me. He's not starting regardless. And we probably want to make sure that that's the case, is that he doesn't start over Dillingham. It's a good call. All right, we got Scoot, Drew Holiday, Alfred Payton, Ryan Rupert, and Shaden Sharp. Tumani Kamara, Jeremy Grant, who I feel like needs to get moved, man. Give him a place to go play. Thibault, Matisse, Thibault. We got Chris Murray and Avdi. I don't even know how to say his name, man. Not even gonna try. Then Donovan Clingan, Robert Williams, Reith, and Hanson Yang, which, by the way, I need to adjust because he was not expected to go where he was going to go, but we're not going to have a first round pick as a 66 overall. We're just not going to. So again, one of my favorite features about we can at least get him up to a 70. Two teams left. I'm going to show you guys one little trick that I discovered, and I'm going to upload this for you guys. You guys can have at it, man. Peyton got option declined. Hold on. Thank you. Some of these options, like I said, I haven't seen some of these options announced, so I appreciate the help. We already know. God, I'm just gonna hold on. He's not in the NBA, but he's in the game, and he gets signed. can't release a player who's hurt. I should have known better. All right. Releasing the free agency. All right, there we go. Healed. Podziemski. Seth Curry, which I don't think he's actually here. Moody, Santos. Yeah, that's the stupidest things. They get. Look at what happened to Lillard. And we can't do it in 2K though. Tuhi. Kuminga on his qualifying offer again. If something changes, we'll update it. You know, Jimmy Butler, Draymond, Quentin Post, and Trace Jackson Davis. Last team. This one was tough, man. Carlton Carrington. And another person needs to be over there as point guard primary. I'm not sure. We got the Cam Whitmore move on here. I'm going to move Trey Jones. Sorry, Trey Johnson, excuse me. All right, so now we got Carrington, Trey Johnson. Look at the dude. Stupid. What are they gonna do? I mean, you got all these guys. AJ Johnson. I don't know. Here he's listed as a wing player, but he also, it says there, secondary ball handler. I don't know. Either way, how are you gonna play Belial, Cam Whitmore, which you still got CJ? And then over here, you still got Middleton and Corey Kispert. Stupid. Keyshawn George, Justin I don't know how to say it. Kelly Olynyk on that move. Belial 3-4. It makes sense because he's 6'8". But AJ's more of a point guard than Trey Johnson. Okay. Champagny. Yo, Scoop, what's going on, fam? Appreciate you coming through, my guy. Let's go here. Boom. All right. We got it. I do want... I'm nervous about that. You just got guys, they don't have enough... They have too many players for the minutes they're going to want to use. You know what I mean? But either way, this is how the Wizards look. So we are good there. Now, one thing I do want to point out, we go to all players here. And this was Jugabru's in here. He said he's going to go back and watch the beginning. But people were talking about how we had players like Jokic, Doncic, Giannis, Don Mitchell. These guys were just, after the first year with my scenarios, just dropping down. Luka would drop down. I'll show you guys in a second. Would drop down. Donovan would drop down. They'd also lose their Hall of Fame badges. So if we go over here, where badges are at, a million pages. There we go. You got Hall of Fame, Deadeye for Donovan Mitchell, Lightning Launch, Physical Finisher. Luka is even better, right? So players were losing this after advancing a season. So I want to show you guys something. I better save this real quick. Okay, I'm going to show you the trick to this because it took me a while to figure it out. I was playing with the progression sliders like crazy. We're going to go grab my We're gonna go grab this one, SGen Experience number 2. This is the one that started in the NBA Finals. And as we can see, if we go over here, well, we'll go all players. Jokic is a 97, Doncic is a 95, Mitchell's a 92, right? Giannis is a 94. So if we go, and I want to show you guys one more thing here. I should probably make sure I do this so it makes sense. All players. So we go to Jokic. I want you guys to pay attention. He's 30 years old, right? His peak starts 27, his peak end is 34. Just keep that in mind. And if we go to Doncic, he's 26. Peak start is 26, same age he is. Keep that in mind. Don Mitchell's 28. When is his peak start? I think people confuse peak. His peak start was at 24. Peak end is at 31. So anyway, we're gonna go ahead and we are just going to simulate through the off season here. And just so I can show you guys this, and we're gonna actually want it to be here so I don't get my files confused. And I'm not gonna do a dang thing. We're just gonna simulate through it. Let's make this quick as possible so I can show you. We just went and showed the ratings of what those guys are in the new file I have for you. And one of the biggest issues people had was, oh shit, I didn't mean to do that. Doesn't matter. Was that after advancing a season, doesn't matter. Those guys would all drop like a rock. So let's get over here. All players. Jokic dropped to 93. Luka dropped to a 90. And Donovan Mitchell dropped to an 88. And they lost their badges. Their badges all went down a level. And I could not figure this out, you guys. I was playing with the progression sliders. It's like, why are these guys Luka's going down as a 26-year-old? Well, the very reason I just showed you guys their peak start and peak end ages. So what I realized is that players will drop like a rock initially when they hit their peak, and then they'll kind of maintain for a little bit. It's like a slow decline. They'll lose some badges and stuff. Then when they hit their decline phase, and they just drop a lot. That's why these guys dropped. The progressive system in 2K sucks. It's very comprehensive, but yeah, it needs work. So everyone was telling me, like, why are all these guys dropping, like, after 1 year? You know, Luka shouldn't be dropping down to a 90. All these, and I was like, you're right. I don't understand why they are. It didn't matter what I did, you guys. Like, look, I was playing around with, I did the progression sliders trying to fix this. So this stuff is only for in-season progression. I maxed out attribute progression for growth. I increased peak all across the board. It didn't make a difference. What made the difference, let's get out of here. I'll show you. We'll get back to the Wizards one. What I did was I went into the roster and Jokic, age 30, edit him, went to vitals. I changed his peak start to 31, and look what happened. He didn't decline. Doncic, he's actually gotten better now. He's up to a 98. Well, why is that? I moved his peak start to age 27. Give him an extra year. Then he'll start to decline a little bit, you know. He'll still be in his 90s, but it won't be, you know, You'll have a couple more years of being high. And the thing is, you can always adjust it to later on. You can always just continue to edit this. And I did that for Giannis, kept him to 96. Basically, I just moved these guys' peak start back, so it was later. And then it allowed these guys to not fall off a freaking cliff, which is why Donovan Mitchell's a 94 still and has his badges. So that was the trick, you guys. And the reason I bring that up is because this is going to be all set up for you guys to go through with the upcoming season. Outside of, there's some players chilling in free agency that you might want to move around with, whatever. Before you advance to your next season, save your file separately. Go in there, see what players drop maybe unrealistically that shouldn't, that are in their 20s or around 30. I'd say 30 or less, right? Because Jokic is 30, Giannis is 30. And if they drop unrealistically, like, no, this is still a top tier player, just push their peak back a year and then go through that file again. Doesn't matter for the whole season. You can do it at the very end before you hit progress. You need to do it before you progress. I'd say before you do your off season. Just save that, or before you hit advance, because you don't want to redo the draft and all that stuff. So before you hit progress players, save your file separately and see if you need to do that. And if so, you just go back in there and edit their peak start. You can push back their peak end date by a year or two if you need to. Anyway, guys, that is how we are at right now. So again, if you need to make edits to players to get them on teams and give them the right contracts, you need to have negotiated contracts turned off. Once you decide, what's your 76 look like? I don't know if I could talk. What do the 76ers look like in this roster, bro? I will show you. This is all the draft picks and free agency moves through yesterday. And it's just set up to pick up and start like this fall. But I'll show you what the 76ers look like. This is my custom roster. How does stretching dead cap over multiple years work? You have to do it before you release the player. Like how I did it with DeAndre Ayton. You go in there and you adjust the cap amount before you release him. And then you have to make sure that he doesn't get signed for 2 days so that the dead cap actually gets there. Here's your 76ers. We got Tyrese Maxey as an 88. Jared Butler's a 73. Again, this is my custom badge and edits and all that. Tennessee Edits Scoob. Quentin Grimes is an 83. McCain's an 81. Rookie VJ Edgecombe is a 75. If I pronounced his name right. You got Kelly Oubre, Justin Edwards, and Paul George. And Ricky Council the fourth. Jabari Walker and Trendon Watford. And then you got Joel Embiid, Andre Drummond, Adam Bona, and Johnny Maroon. So yeah, we showed that we got the dead cap in there for the Blazers. We don't have, but it didn't do it for, look, see, here's the 8 and 1. I got that right. We saw how much money that was going to be, and I changed his contract to that. Then you release him. And then you make sure he doesn't get signed within 2 days. Then I sign him to the Lakers for the right money. You know, that's how it worked out. We don't have any other, but the Damian Lillard one didn't take for whatever reason. I don't know. I did it the exact same way. And Lillard isn't even showing on the Bucks. Like, Lillard isn't even here. And I did it the exact same way as I did the 8 and 1. So I'm very confused on that. and he hasn't been signed yet. He's still sitting in free agency. So I'm really not sure on that one. Free agents. Yeah, he's still here. Alright guys, so now what you guys have been hanging out with me for, I wanted to cover all this for you guys just to, you know, help cover any questions that might occur later on. This scenario is going to have, like I said, the draft class is already ready for you guys to roll. The roster edits, updates have already been made for you guys. Maybe when he gets signed it'll appear. It's possible. We'll definitely find that out. The sliders are in here. Like, I have literally everything in here. All you guys have to do is go in and pick your team. So with that being said, let's upload this bad boy for you guys. We are going to upload this under S-Chain Experience 3, which is going to be all draft picks. Plus free agency through, we'll say July 6th. And I'll tell you guys right now, I'm not updating this because I'm gonna be on college football. I got so much content I gotta make for that game. I'm streaming all day tomorrow. And then the rest of the week, like every moment I get, I don't know if I'll be streaming, but I'll be tested. I'll be streaming more than just tomorrow, of course, but when I'm not streaming, I'll be on that game, you know, working on XP sliders, you know, working on gameplay sliders, trying to get stuff rocked out as fast as possible for you guys. But that is the file, you guys. So we just got it uploaded. Sorry, I'll go in there. It's SG Experience number 3. However, there's the gamer tag, Simgamingnetwork, for you guys. So hopefully you guys enjoy this, man. Spent a lot of time working on this the last week plus. Getting everything right for you guys, and I wanted to drop this before college football tomorrow because you know how it's gonna be with me, man. I am trying to expand on the content that I did last year for college football. Every year it's a strive to get more and more for y'all, and better content too. Yo, DV, hey, I appreciate your help on this stream, man. You really helped out. I appreciate you taking the time to fill in some of that stuff. That's just gonna be that much more in depth for you guys, for people to plug. Like I said, you guys are most likely gonna have to go through and change player numbers and do some of that attention to detail style stuff. But yeah, Lupus, I'll be here tomorrow. Hey, man, I can't wait. I'm gonna go live within like 2 minutes of that game dropping. Probably, we'll say within 5, because I stream straight through my PS5. I don't use a capture card. The game has to be on before I can even start to stream, and we know you're gonna have to go through and do some of the initial settings and blah 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 blah. Plus, I got to get the stream up and going, get my thumbnail on there, get the title, all that stuff. So I was within 5 minutes of it dropping, I'll be on. Anyway, guys, we're going to wrap up the stream. If you have any other questions, you can comment on the video or hit me up in the Discord. I'll do my best to help you guys out and reach out to you. But thank you guys for coming through. Let me know what you think of the file, the gameplay, everything, man. I really think you're going to appreciate it, but I always want that feedback and try to make it better for you for next year and moving forward. So, Scoob, man, you ready for college football? I'm excited to see it on your channel, man. I'm excited to see it run. 2K has just been hard for me to tune into, man, because they've gotten so many cheaters, and then I mean, you know how it is. Like, I mean, I don't even watch Badge Plug anymore. Like, I'll watch his videos, but I don't watch his gameplay videos. Like, the game's just gotten really predictable, you know, with what people do, you know. But all right, guys, we are out of here. Peace.